Back in the day, the rich of ancient China loved a fancy incense burner. So it was a craze in the 90s and a furniture store fixture in the noughties. It's also everywhere in Chinese period dramas. And on today's Open China, because such a habit was definitely very much in favour with the ladies of classical times, Morag, I would like to invite you to help us almost ceremoniously open this episode of Open China.
Oh, wow, yes.
This is a traditional piece of incense.
Fantastic.
So what you have to do first is pop it in the pot there, take a match.
Make sure there's no fire alarms around it.
Yes, I think we're okay here.
Okay.
That looks to be, oh, it's smoking away there.
It is. So now we just pop this back on top?
You're absolutely right. Yeah. So this is a model of an ancient traditional Chinese incense burner. Can you smell it?
Yeah.
And they might normally be made of gold or porcelain, and they're used decoratively or as for Buddhist observances. Now, whatever the motive, the result was always this very specific atmosphere.
Yeah, and you can really get a sense of it if you have loads of these around. It's getting a little bit atmospheric in here. It smells...
It'll make the air a little bit hazy too.
Yeah, a little bit hazy, and it kind of smells that incensey, atmospheric scent in the air. Yeah.
So there's some really fancy ones that you can see around these days in terms of burners, but the fact of the matter is that they were originally much cruder, such as this one. And of course, as the arts and cultures of China developed, taste became ever more refined, and people also went ever deeper into their spiritual explorations. So folks went from just cooking meat to using herbs at the same time, and the burners went from being these big ornate pots to these more quaint and ornate style burners. Now check out this Tang Dynasty Tang Cancai, or tricolour burner. Now, for the ancient Chinese literati, incense was originally a very romantic offering. And it raised a nice intimate atmosphere. Before hitting the books, in the belief that it helps with study and retention of information.
I need that.
Now, for those noble folks of esoteric inclination, the curation of their own fragrances was a refined and of course decidedly expensive classical pastime, making incense a fashionable hobby for China's ancient elite. Now, it's really important to bear in mind that perfume did not really become a practical thing until about the 15th century or thereabouts. So prior to that time, if one wanted to remain fragrant outdoors, then of course an incense purse of some kind was essential.
Essential?
This kind of scent on the go was already in vogue by the Shang Dynasty almost 2,000 years ago.
Wow.
Imagine some live model slinkily meandering down the street in some ancient Calvin Klein ad. Hopefully without getting her high heels stuck in the cobbles.
Kind of like me then.
Yes, as a highly personal accessory, it was a perfect way for a bashful young lady of the times to create a subtle gift to her heart's desire.
Also kind of like me.
Of course, incense, with its ability to invoke physiological changes, soon found its way into Chinese medicine. Roses, jasmine, and lavender, etc., are commonly used in the perfume industry, but Chinese people also appreciate the bitterness and pungent musk of herbal medicine. For example, mint, jasmine, argil, lavender, all of these can repel mosquitoes. And clove, camphor, ginger, cassia and orchid are said to relieve infant colds. Realgar, white peony, camphor and acrylides can be refreshing, and lavender, sandalwood and cumin helps sleep.
So I guess you could say for people who don't want to take pills, this is a really good alternative way to make yourself feel better.
Absolutely, it's definitely worth a try. And
Yeah.
save a trip to the doctor. Follow the path of nature and try burning up a little bit of incense to ease your woes, as it were. So if one were to take a wander down an alley in modern day Beijing, it still would not be uncommon to see old curio shops and specialty stores are still prevalent. Even incense pouches are pervade in use in the modern day, especially during Dragon Festival. and this tradition is a firm and fond favourite for carrying seasonal charms.
Temples, of course, but cars?
Yep, cars too, even mobile fragrance burners for the modern mobile man.
Wow, all right.
So I hope that's filled your brains with well-scented information. I'm David.
I'm Morag.
Thanks for joining us today on Open China. Don't forget to check out our Instagram, Twitter and Facebook. Just hit that like, hit subscribe, light up some incense, but most importantly, keep it open.